I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. So can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up.
Good morning, happy week 2. I am finally back home in Barcelona and I'm so excited to be back because as much as I love seeing family, traveling makes me exhausted. I don't know how I did it for a year. It just makes me so tired. I did take off a couple of days between episode 1 and episode 2 because I was traveling from Latvia to Barcelona and I was staying with my cousin for 2 days, and then I literally just moved back into my room yesterday. I'm finally back home. I'm so excited for routine and just being able to fully focus on the series and my habits and my routines and my health. So this week's main focus is gonna be cutting out sugar, and the reason for this is while I was in Latvia, I realized how much I was addicted to sugar. Sugar is in basically everything we eat, even the savory things. Like even if you're eating pasta or something, there is gonna be sugar in it because the food industry adds it. I mean, they add it for reasons I also don't know, but they also add it because it becomes more addictive and you're more likely to buy their product again. So literally when you go to the grocery store, most of the things you see have sugar in them. And I'm not talking about cutting out natural sugars. So for example, I'm not going to be cutting out fruits because fruits also have fiber in them. So, you know, that's a sugar that I'm going to keep in my life. That's fine. But any added sugar, I'm cutting out because I realized I genuinely am addicted. My cravings become intense if I don't have something sugary for a couple of hours. And this became 10 times worse while I was in Latvia because in Latvia, there's a lot of sweets that I had in my childhood that I was missing. So I was like, let me just have this. And a lot of bulachik, for example, and I feel like I was just eating so many sweet things, and it got to a point where I feel like after every meal I had something sweet. And on my way home from Latvia when I was flying to Barcelona, I was craving sugar so badly that I bought Haribo gummy bears, and I haven't had them in like, I don't know, 3-4 years. And when I bought them I realized, oh my gosh, like this is the most addicted I've been to sugar in a while. Like obviously I've always had sugar in my diet, I've always had some sweet things here and there, but right now this is probably the moment that I was the most addicted to sugar as an adult. So before I got on my plane, I downloaded Andrew Huberman's podcast on sugar, which was over 3.5 hours long, I think. And I was like, you know what? This gummy bear pack is my last sugar, and then we're cutting it out. My battery's gonna die, BRB. Oh my god, everything is dying. Now my laptop is dying? Okay, rude. Anyway, it was so hypocritical because I was sitting on the plane watching this 3.5 hour podcast about how horrible sugar is for you while eating my gummy bears. But that was like the last straw. I was like, this is the last sugary thing I'm allowing myself. Of course it wasn't the last sugary thing because then 2 days later I had ice cream. But 3 days ago I cut out sugar and I have not had any added sugar for the past 3 days. I have had like every symptom you could think of, like sugar withdrawal. So I had really bad headaches the first day. The second day I was exhausted. I was like jittery, but I was eating enough food. Like I was eating so many vegetables. I had so much good food, but I was still so jittery because I was like literally as if I needed sugar. I don't know. It was really bad. And the cravings have been next level. Also, I feel like my skin is breaking out a little bit more. In general, my skin is pretty clear, so I feel like I'm not, you know, I can't really complain. But in general, I have like 2 spots here and 2 on my chin, and they were not there 2 days ago. So I genuinely feel like I'm going through like sugar withdrawal right now. But since I have not been at home, I haven't been actually able to cook a sugar-free meal because like I said, I was at my cousin's house and I was just like out all day. Like this is the first day where I'm waking up in my room and I have like the whole day to myself. I can go buy groceries, I can cook. So for the past 3 days, I've just been buying honest greens, just eating basically salad with a protein or like raw vegetables or fruit. Like I basically have not really eaten anything else. So I am excited to finally go grocery shopping and cook today because I don't know, I want to make like a little soup, a little oven bake, or some like really nice salad, like something more creative than just plain raw vegetables and fruit, because that's basically what I've been eating for the past 3 days because I wasn't really in a place where I could cook. So yeah, I'm excited to see what a week of no sugar is gonna do for me because right now it's like bringing out all the toxins. Like I feel like my face is really puffy and my skin is, like I said, breaking out a little bit. So I'm hoping that by the end of the week that goes away, and I'm hoping that by the end of the week the cravings go away, because I'm not just craving like sweet things. Like it's not that I want chocolate or cheesecake or something, which by the way, I want cheesecake. The things I'm craving is like pasta and pizza and burgers, which all of them have sugar in them as well. So it's not that I'm just cutting out sweet things like chocolate. Like I've cut out all of, you know, pasta, burgers, pizza, almost everything, because like I said, over 70% of the things that we have in the grocery stores have added sugar. So I am now officially not allowed to buy any of those things. So like I'm craving everything so badly. But even though I'm trying to cut out a lot of the really bad food in my life, it doesn't really feel restrictive because I'm choosing the options that are good for me and are good for my health. Like for example, I don't know, even in dating, when people have like high standards and I don't know, they only like one guy out of like 100 guys because they have really high standards, that's not considered like restrictive. That just means like it's good. You have high standards for yourself. You know what you want and you only accept that, you know? So with food, why is it that when we cut out bad food, that's seen as restrictive? Something to think about. Because for me, I'm just like, is it restrictive or is it just high standards for your own health and body? I don't know. I just feel like this is exactly what my body needs right now. Like my energy levels are effed up. I feel like my whole body is inflamed and I've gotten to the point where just like my face feels so puffy and I'm starting to feel self-conscious of it. And obviously you have to learn to accept yourself no matter what. But at the same time, when I know that I'm getting these consequences as a result of like my bad habits, like I can't get my confidence up because it's not just about how I look, it's also just like me knowing that like I had so much sugar in the past 2 weeks. Like how can I do that? Anyway, no judgment to my past self. If I needed sugar in that moment, I needed sugar. Sugar is very addictive. So all love. Anyway, I don't know exactly how long I'm doing this for. For now, it's a week. But in general, in life, I would love to just completely cut it out. Like to cut out added sugar completely, because there's still ways to enjoy food without added sugar. Like so many ways. For now, let's just see how this week goes.
I love the way you take it slow. You make this light inside me glow. You're the only one who knows me. Saturate me when I'm gray until all my colors show. I get lost in those hazy eyes. I'm in love with these lazy nights. So maybe we can stay.
Okay, so my skin is really speaking to me today. For some reason though, it makes me happy because I feel like something is actually happening. Like detox is actually happening because, you know, my skin is reacting very strongly and I'm eating very healthy. So obviously I'm guessing that's a good thing. My skin is usually pretty clear, so this is considered like a really big breakout for me. Also, I never get any spots on my cheeks, ever, ever, ever. Like I do get on my chin once in a while, but on my cheeks, almost never. So this is very interesting. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but usually it's always my chin. And also another interesting thing is I have nothing on my right side and everything is on my left side. I don't know if that means anything, but it's very interesting. Okay, so it is day 6. That is not 6. It's day 6. I have so much more energy than all the past days this week, and it's not that I slept better or anything. If anything, I think I slept worse today than the other days, but I just had a workout in the morning and I showered, I washed my hair, I had breakfast, and usually after that sequence of like wake up, workout, shower, breakfast, I crash. You know, I just want to rest, and I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll just let myself rest a little bit because I don't know, maybe the workout tired me out, and then like later I'll get back and be productive. But I just had my breakfast and I'm like ready to go. Like I can go leave the house right now. I don't need to like rest for any minutes. I don't know, I'm feeling good. Cravings are kind of going away as well. My skin is still very much reacting, but it's much less than yesterday. And also in general, I feel like my face has gotten like a tiny bit less puffy. I don't think you guys are gonna see it because first of all, camera looks differently, and also, you know, like I see myself every single day. I know my face so well that I can see when something looks a little different. So I feel like I can see a little tiny difference with like the puffiness of my face. Like when I was brushing my teeth this morning, I was like, oh, I look fresher, like a little bit fresher, I don't know. So yeah, so far, so good. Okay, so it officially has been 1 week since I cut out sugar, and honestly, I am so freaking glad I did this challenge because I have never done a week of no sugar before. I don't even know if I've done like 2-3 days of no sugar, but honestly, I'm surprised that I got through it without any little cheat meal sugars, because the thing with sugar, it's like you can't really cheat because once you have sugar, the whole process repeats, and the first 3-4 days are the worst. So it's like, I don't know, by day 4, if I was craving something a little bit, I was just like, it's not worth it because then I have to go through those 3 days again, and I had headaches, I had such low energy, I was jittery no matter how much I was eating. But I'm glad I kept it going because the 180 switch from like day 4 for me was insane. Like, first of all, if we talk about cravings, my cravings the first 3 days were so intense. Like, I felt like all I could think about all day was food. Like, I just was doing something, I was working, I was editing, and I was just like thinking about pasta carbonara and chocolate and cheesecake and brownies and like all the things you could think of. Like, that's all I could think about while I was working. And to be honest, it got like a little bit worse. Like, day 1 was like cravings were intense, but like I could live with it. Day 2, super intense. Day 3, I remember in the morning it was insanely intense, but then in the evening it got a little bit better. And then day 4, I was like, I feel like it's like slightly starting to come down. Like, I'm not thinking about food 24/7. I'm not thinking about like a chocolate fondant dessert fondant. I don't know what it's called, but I'm not really thinking about that anymore, even though I do want something small and sweet after dinner, but like I'm not really thinking about it 24/7 anymore. And another way I kind of measured my cravings is I created this little system for myself, is that every single night after dinner, when I was craving something sweet, I would ask myself, if I had to choose right now, do I want berries for dessert or Kinder Bueno? What would I choose? I don't know why I use Kinder Bueno. I think I'm just like in a Kinder Bueno mood right now. I just feel like every time I buy something, it's always Kinder Bueno. So every single night after dinner, I ask myself, like, if I had to get something for dessert, would I choose berries or Kinder Bueno right now? And every single day up until yesterday, my answer was Kinder Bueno. And yesterday was the first night where I was like, I'm not kidding, I think I would choose berries right now, just because Kinder Bueno sounds like a little bit too sweet. Like, I just want berries. I want something fresh. And to me, that sounds insane. Like, I feel like if you told me that a couple of days ago, I would have been like, no, you're lying. Like, of course you're always gonna choose Kinder Bueno. For a dessert, berries are nice as like a little snack or like something for breakfast, but like as a dessert, you would put berries over Kinder Bueno. But yesterday, I really was questioning myself, and I was like, genuinely, like, Kinder Bueno, if I like close my eyes and picture myself eating a Kinder Bueno right now, like, it's a little bit too sweet. I want something fresher. So for me, that is big progress. Another thing I want to talk about is energy levels. My energy levels, I only really noticed a shift in the last 2 days. Like, the first 4 days, my energy levels were actually going down like crazy because I think my body was just used to getting all my energy from the sugars. So when I stopped eating refined sugar, I think my body almost just didn't know where to get the energy from. Like, I don't know the specific biological process that goes on during a sugar detox, but I feel like there are those couple of days where your body has to readjust because it doesn't really know what's going on. Like, imagine for months and years, it knows that it gets its energy from this certain thing, and then you suddenly cut it out. Like, your body's gonna be like, I don't know, like, where to get energy from anymore. But after day 4, like day 5, day 6, my energy was already feeling better during the day. So during the day, I felt so much more awake. Like, I didn't feel like I had like a midday slump. And then the last 2 days, because today is actually not day 7, it's day 8, but day 6 and day 7, I genuinely felt like I slept a lot better, even though my sleeping didn't change throughout the whole week. Like, my sleeping was very consistent throughout the week, and I just felt like when I woke up on day 6 and day 7, I felt much more energized. Another thing was weight loss. That was not the goal of me doing this sugar detox. My main intention for doing the sugar detox was, first of all, to just eat healthier and also to improve my energy levels, because my energy levels were all over the place and I was just eating too much sugar. And even though I don't drink coffee, I felt those like spikes. So weight loss was not the intention of this sugar detox, but I did know that naturally some weight loss is gonna probably happen. So I weighed myself on the first day of the challenge, and I also weighed myself on the 7th day, and in a week I lost 2 kilos, which to me is kind of insane. I don't even know if that's considered really healthy, because I think the healthy weight loss is around like 1 kilo per week, but I think most of that was not fat. I think most of that was like water weight and inflammation. So I think if I keep this no sugar thing going, there is going to be some ongoing weight loss throughout the weeks, but it's not going to be so drastic just because I feel like the first week is like a lot of the water weight. And like I said, I felt very puffy. I felt like I had a lot of inflammation in my body, and obviously that can't go away in a week, but I think it drastically went down. For my plans moving forward, I think I'm going to keep this going because like I said earlier, my life goal is to eventually get to a point where I have completely cut out refined sugar out of my diet and like I'm basically never eating it. Obviously, I don't want to put like big labels on my life and be like, I am never eating refined sugar ever again. If I want something at some point, of course, I will get it, but my life goal is to get to that point where 99% of the food I eat has no refined sugar, and once in a while, of course, I can enjoy something, but I just feel like if I want something sweet, there's fruit, there's desserts that you can make without refined sugar, like there's so many ways around it. So that's my life goal. So I don't know if this weekly challenge is what starts that whole shift in my life, or if I'm gonna go back to eating sugar in a month. I don't know, but for now, all I know is that I definitely want to do this for another 2 weeks. So I definitely want to do 3 weeks. We're obviously gonna see how it goes, but I am definitely gonna continue doing week 2 in the 3rd episode. So 3rd episode of Dream Life Diaries is gonna be a whole new challenge. We're gonna bring back the sleep tracking, the meditation tracking, everything, because this week was like, I had so little energy from the no sugar that I feel like even though I was still incorporating my other healthy habits, I had no energy to like film everything. But week 3, we're building on everything that we have done in this episode and in the last episode. So week 3 is gonna have a whole new challenge. This one is gonna be fitness related, but I'm gonna keep the no sugar thing going. So you'll be able to see there like how my skin is doing and, you know, any other updates I have about the no sugar. But yeah, I'm very proud of myself. If you have done a sugar detox before, let me know because I'm very curious how your guys' experience was, or if you haven't done one but you're considering doing one, let me know because then, you know, we're all in this together because I'm going to keep it going. Like next episode, like I said, even though it's going to be nothing related to no sugar, I'm still going to be doing the no sugar thing. So peace out, much love, see you in the next episode.